lecture of chapter 1 field visit of standard 10th. Okay, this is field visit chapter and we have studied quite a lot right now. This is the third lecture. The chapter's name is field visit. We are studying geography. This is the third lecture and we have studied from Naldurg to Solapur, Solapur to Ujni Dam, Ujni Dam to Sihagarh Fort, from Sihagarh Fort to Pune. Okay, this was the route from Naldurg to Solapur to Ujni Dam to Sihagarh Fort to Pune. This was the route we have studied till now. This is a huge travel history, you know. The eastern part of Maharashtra, they came to the central part of Maharashtra, almost western part of Maharashtra, almost on the Sahyadri stop in just one day. This was first day trip of these students coming from Naldurg. They to Naldurg to Solapur. They saw dry deciduous type of vegetation. They saw pulses to be grown over there. From Solapur to Ujni Dam, from Solapur to Ujni Dam, they saw sugarcane cultivation, and from Ujni Dam to Sihagarh Fort, they saw again plain areas, and in Sihagarh Fort, they saw babul and people and banyan trees. In this particular area, they saw babul and boar trees. Okay, because boar and babul are dry deciduous type of trees. Banyan and people tree are mainly green trees which requires more and more rainfall. Okay, and after observing Sihagarh Fort, after clicking pictures over there, after observing the topography, the physiography of the mountains, after comparing the Sihagarh Fort with Naldurg Fort, they went to Pune. They had their evening breakfast, they had their dinner. They, in between dinner and breakfast, they went to market to observe the market in Pune, and then they went to sleep after the dinner, and then they woke up at day 2, and here I am to explain you what they did in second day, the day 2 of this trip. Now they are on the way to, obviously, Lonavala. Yes. After breakfast, they started the day with breakfast. They started to proceed towards Alibag. Now we are on the way towards Alibag on the Mumbai-Pune Expressway. Can you see the changes in the relief again? We will stop at Rajmachi Point in Lonavala. Now they are moving towards Alibag and they have stopped in Lonavala in Rajmachi Point. Okay, this is a point, this is a peak in Lonavala, a tourist attraction in Lonavala, which they have stopped. When they have stopped, to observe again what they are doing. Now, Tushar, yes madam, even though we are driving on plain road, we can see hilly region all around. The frequency of houses is becoming less. Just because Lonavala is a hill station, Lonavala is at hilltop. From Pune to Lonavala, we have hilly ranges, but the road quality is quite high, and there is very very less, household things. घर बहुत कम है वहाँ पर, लोग बहुत कम रहते हैं. It is just for tourist place, for tourists. After Lonavala, they stopped at Rajmachi Point and the teacher gave information about various relief features. Now the teacher they have stopped at Rajmachi Point, and the teacher is trying to explain about Western Ghats and its topography. These are the slopes of Western Ghats. We call these hilly areas as Sahyadri 2. Now the Western Ghats, it extends from Gujarat till somewhere around Karnataka and northern parts of Kerala. From southern parts of Gujarat, it extends till northern parts of Kerala. this particular western ghat of Maharashtra is also known as, in Maharashtra it is known as Sahyadri Ghats. Okay. From here you can observe the difference in slope, the gentle slope to the east and the steep slope to the west. Towards the west you can see many cliffs and waterfalls about which you have learned in standard 9th. This region is also the source of river Ulhas, a major west flowing river. Now I'll give you one fact about Ulhas river as well. Now this is not in your book. They are on the top of Rajmachi Point, and Rajmachi Point is a part of Sahyadri ranges, and the western part and eastern part is clearly visible from Rajmachi Point. Rajmachi Point से लोगों ने जब western parts में देखा, then they observed about many cliffs and waterfalls. Okay, many rivers which were flowing. Okay, now the western part of this Rajmachi Point, it moves ahead and it forms a river called Ulhas River. Now in the last year's rainfall, 2019, the rainfall was quite high. It was 136% rainfall in Mumbai, and it created a certain type of havoc. So one story I have written on the event of havoc of 2019. You know, this train Mahalakshmi Express came to a halt between Ulhasnagar and Badlapur when it was on its way towards Kolhapur. It moved from Mumbai, it moved from Satara to Kolhapur. This train moved from Satara to Kolhapur, and somewhere here on the banks of Ulhas river, the train Mahalakshmi Express came to a halt just because the track was filled with water. It was 3 feet depth, 3 feet जितना पानी, it was somewhere around इधर तक पानी आ गया था, and the water level increased and it came inside the train and people were worried. It was quite dark outside. See, I will not explain you the whole story, but the thing is, Ulhas river was the prominent feature of that havoc. The river Ulhas, it overflowed and the whole water of that river came out from that river and it went other tracks, and वहाँ पर पूरा बाढ़ जैसा situation आ गया. If you want, you can refer to some videos of this havoc, this particular disastrous situation which came last year. Mahalakshmi Express helicopter view has been taken from several news channels. I'll share that particular link as well. I'll try to share that link as well. If I'm not sharing, you please see it by your own. Type Mahalakshmi Express flood. Mahalakshmi Express flood. You will come to know. Okay. Moving ahead with the chapter, we have here in Rajmachi Point. The students took photographs and these features. It started raining again and their journey resumed. Now it is raining again and they sat in the bus and they started with their journey. Looking at the map, Madam Namdev, now a student called Namdev, we are crossing the Ghat section and now we are going to Khopoli. Okay, Khopoli Ghat section. Okay, as you can see over here. Correct, Namdev. This is known as the Bhor or Khandala Ghat in the Western Ghats. Now there is one story about Bhor Ghat as well. Okay, Bhor or Khandala Ghat. Bhor Ghat is situated between Khandala and Lonavala and Karjat and Lonavala. Now see, Bhor Ghat comes between Karjat and Lonavala. Now what happens over here is there is a railway line over there. जहाँ से ये महालक्ष्मी, this is the railway line over there. Lonavala and करजत के बीच में जब ये भोर घाट पड़ता है, तो what happens here is when the train goes from भोर घाट towards Lonavala, the train cannot go with single engine. There is a push-pull technology which has been adopted over there. What is push-pull technology? Okay, I'll tell you. Push-pull technology is introduced right now. अभी चालू हुआ है, but उसके पहले से ही push-pull technology was introduced by Indian Railways in these particular ghat sections. In order to make sure that train goes from one place to another, जैसे अभी करजत से लोनावला तक जब ट्रेन जाती थी तो आगे का इंजन उसको खाली अकेला पुल नहीं कर पाता था. What they used to do, Indian Railways, they have kept 4 to 5 इंजन इन स्पेयर एक्स्ट्रा रखते थे कि जब कभी भी कोई ऐसी ट्रेन आती थी जो लोनावला की तरफ जाती थी फ्रॉम करजत, दे यूज्ड टू add 2 extra engines on the back side of the train coach. ऐसा मतलब एक इंजन 14 coaches and then 2 more engines back side. Those 2 engines used to push and 1 engine used to pull the train, and it used to transport the passengers from Karjat to Lonavala. And then जब लोनावला आ जाता था तो 2 इंजन वापस से निकाल देते थे, and the engine used to come back again to Karjat to serve another train which has been coming from Mumbai side or somewhere or other. Okay, this is called push pull technology. The 2 extra engines which are attached back side are called bankers. It is called bankers, BANKERS. Now madam, we can see, now this is Shiv. Madam, we can see dense forest comprising of thick vegetation in the ghats. We can see trees with broad leaves. We have also seen such trees in Sinhagad region too. Now the student called Shiv, he is telling कि मैम यहाँ पर हम लोग जो trees देख रहे हैं, we are observing trees which have broad leaves, which have huge amount of leaves, और उनके leaves जो है वो highly green है, उनमें chlorophyll बहुत सारा, just because the rainfall is quite high in this particular section. Karjat, Lonavala, Khandala, Pune, Sinhagad Fort, all the places have ghat sections, and in ghat sections we have huge amount of rainfall, and this particular type of topography, this particular type of vegetation is just because of the rainfall which is quite high in this particular region. Okay, teacher, these are the teak trees. This region is a region of deciduous trees. There are many one-rise and devrise, that is woodlands and sacred groves. Now this particular region is also called as deciduous trees. Deciduous means, see, dry deciduous भी होता है, wet deciduous भी होता है, but the trees are quite short and its leaves are quite big. Its leaves are quite green. Here you will find huge amount of woodland, okay, which are called one-rise and devrise. One-rise means woodlands and devrise means sacred groves. Okay. After crossing the ghats, the dense forest became sparse. Paddy fields and huge industrial estates were now visible. Now when they crossed the ghat section, the forested area got less and agricultural area got visible. The industrial estates got visible, and now they are moving towards Alibag. Students are telling now we can see the change in weather as well. It has become hot now. Okay. First they were experiencing rainfall and mild or cold type of climate. Now they are experiencing hotter type of climate. Okay, humid type of climate, because they are moving towards Arabian Sea. As you can see, they are moving towards Alibag. They are moving towards Arabian Sea, the wetter part of the state, the coastal part of the state. So obviously, if you go to any coastal place, you will experience more and more heat, more and more humidity, just because the water content in the air is quite huge. Madam, okay, that is the teacher. You feel the change in the air because of increase in humidity in the air. We start perspiring and skin becomes sticky as we go near the sea. This will increase. Obviously, I just told you people कि जैसे वो लोग coastal areas पे जाएंगे, जैसे sea के करीब जाएंगे, the humidity will increase and they will start to sweat. Teacher, okay, Namdev is telling something. Madam, it has started raining in this region. Also, the amount of rainfall seems to be more. It might be happening because of this. Okay. Now, Namdev is saying कि हम लोग जैसे जैसे coastal areas में जा रहे हैं, as we are moving towards the coastal area, the region is experiencing more and more rainfall just because of the coastal areas, just because of the humidity in the air, just because of the more and more amount of water present in the air. If the amount of water will be more, the precipitation will be more. Okay, clear? Teacher, Namdev, correct observation. Because of heavy rainfall and nearness to the sea, this happens. Also, because of high rainfall, rises the major crop here. Obviously, as I told you, paddy fields, rice fields, these particular types of crops, grains, require huge amount of rainfall to grow. And just because of huge rainfall, it is a prominent type of agricultural crop grown over here. Soon we will reach the sea. Can you name the sea? Now they are moving towards Alibag. And now teacher is asking, now we are moving towards the sea. Can you name the sea? What is the name of the sea? All students shout in echo the sea, the name of the sea. You know, Arabian Sea. Okay, the Arabian Sea. Teacher, good. After reaching Alibag, before we go to our lodges, we will visit the Talati office. Talati office means municipal office over there. You can gather information on the basis of the questionnaire you have prepared in the school. Now they will be going to Talati office in Alibag before going to their lodge, and they will start asking the questions to the officials over there, and they will answer the questions of students. From that particular thing, they can gather information about Alibag, taluka of Alibag, the place. Raigad is the district under which Alibag comes. Okay, so they can gather information about Alibag from the Talati office. Now Urmi, one of the student, she is asking, we will be asking him questions about the types of crops, soil types, cultivation of fruits and other cash crops. Now they are asking about crop, soil types, fruits, certain things. Okay, we are asking him how land revenue is collected in her office, land under irrigation, watershed programs and other occupations in the village. Now they are generally asking the questions which are related to agricultural activity, because it is a you can say that village type of area, so they will ask the questions which are related to agricultural activities. Or if it would have been about like ऐसा कोई city जैसा area होता तो they would have asked about the industries. Now just because it is a village area, they are asking about agricultural activity prominently. Okay. They reached Alibag in the afternoon and then visited the Talati office. They collected information based on their questionnaires. They reached Alibag. They visited to the Talati office. They gathered the information after asking certain questions to the officer over there, and they gathered the information. Okay. Now, teacher, dear students, after lunch we will go to the sea coast. How many of you will be seeing the sea for the first time? Okay. Now, teacher is asking the students, after having our lunch, we will be going to see the sea. Okay. So, teacher is quite excited to ask the students, how many of you are seeing the sea coast for the first time? Okay, it is very uncommon thing for the people living in central parts of India to see the sea coast. Okay. Now Abira, a student, I am just trying to imagine what a breathtaking way it would be to see the sea. What will it look like, or will there be just water? Now Abira is asking very astonishingly that I am very excited. She is imagining the sea in her head. ये कैसा होगा, ये कैसा दिखेगा, या खाली से पानी ही दिखेगा, ऐसा वैसा सब. Teacher, true, Abira, we will visit the beach now. We have already given clear instructions regarding precautions to be taken there. We will also visit a fort called Kolaba or Alibag Fort here. We will have to take into account the timings of the high and low tides, as this is away from the coast in the sea. We have studied the work of the sea waves in the class 9 standard. We will also identify some of the landforms formed by the sea waves. Can you name some of them? Okay. Now, before going to the beach, before going to the sea coast, the teacher is giving them the instructions. Okay, we will take all the precautions, and she is trying to give them the instruction and amount of knowledge about high tides and low tides. She told them कि तुम लोग you have to gather the information about high tide and low tide. You have also studied about high tide and low tide in your standard 9. Okay. She is trying to bring into account, or telling them कि you have to tell me the landforms which are formed at the sea coast. So students tell the names of the landforms which are formed. Like first is beach. Obviously at sea coast we experience beach, we experience sea caves, we see wave cuts, platforms, sandbars. Okay, you are seeing each and every photo over here. Beach, sea waves, sea caves, I'm sorry, sea caves, wave cut platforms, sandbars. Okay. Now teacher is praising the students. Good, you remember them all. They visited the beach and the fort. Some of them also enjoyed sitting on horse-driven chariots, and some of them enjoyed horse rides. Now horse rides and chariots वो सब उन लोगों ने enjoy किया. Beach देखा उन्होंने. Madam, this fort is different from the first two forts. First two forts. Which two forts they have seen first? First is the fort of Naldurg and second is the fort of Sinhagad. Now they are seeing the fort of Alibag, or you can say Kolaba Fort, which is situated in Alibag. Okay, teacher. Good. This is built on a wave cut platform. This particular fort is built on wave cut platform. As you can see, the Kolaba fort over here, the Alibag fort over here. This is built on a wave cut platform. Okay. Because it is surrounded by seawater, it is called a sea fort. Okay, it is surrounded by seawater, so it is called as sea fort. Similar type of fort is visible in many parts of Maharashtra, like Sindhudurg fort, okay, and Janjira earlier. Okay, we have seen Sindhudurg fort and Janjira fort. Teacher, based on the information you have collected, can you tell what occupations are followed here? Now teacher is asking them, taking a bit of revision of their our students. Like तुम लोग ने जो information collect किया वो you have collected information from Talati office, you have collected information about the coastal areas, you have collected information about high tide and low tide. Tell me something about that. So Rahul is telling, madam, fishing and agriculture are the two main occupations which is followed here. Okay, agriculture mainly rice, and just because it is a sea coast, fishing is also the main occupation over here. So teacher is telling, correct Rahul. To which category do these occupations belong? Which category do these occupations belong? So Meena is telling, madam, this is primary occupation. This is type of primary occupation. Why primary occupation? Because it doesn't give you you can say that altogetherly finished good. If you are doing fishing, you cannot eat the raw fish. If you are growing a rice, you cannot eat the raw rice. So you need to cook, you need to make it something which is called as finished goods. Okay, after it has been converted, or you can say that turned out into finished good, it is called as a secondary occupation. Okay, now teacher, this is the last paragraph of the chapter. After that we will end the lecture and the chapter as well. True, initially fishing was the main occupation. Later on, agriculture was also practiced in this region, but away from the shore. Now, why away from the shore? Because the soil near the sea coast or the shore has salinity in it, and just because of the salinity, the crops used to not grow. The soil should be cleaner, fertile and wet, and it should not have salinity in it. Okay, coconut, betel nut, jackfruit and banana are the main types of cultivation done over here. Spices is also grown over here. Horticulture farming is also practiced over here. Horticulture is a farming of flowers. Okay, today tourism is also an important occupation over here. So fishing, rice, banana, jackfruit, betel nut and spices, tourism, horticulture. Alibag is famous for so many things. Okay, so after that they gathered the information, they came back to the lodges, and then they enjoyed the sunset in Alibag Fort. Afterwards, students spent some time playing on the sands of the beach and captured beautiful glimpses of the sunset in their cameras. After sunset, they came to their lodges. They discussed important points to compile their field visit report. They made field visit report. See the planning of this particular trip. They went from Naldurg, Solapur, Ujni Dam, Sinhagad, Pune, Lonavala, Alibag, and all together they came back to Naldurg from the bus. They made field visit, a very important journey of their life. They had their dinner, they slept in the lodge, they woke up next morning, they had their breakfast, they boarded the bus and they went again to Naldur from there where they came. Okay, so this was it. This was quite a huge chapter. It took 3 lectures, 2 days of their journey, many students with teachers, 1 bus, and many places: Naldurg, Solapur, Ujjini Dam, Lonavala, Rajmachi Point, Pune, Sihagarh Fort, Alibag, and back to Naldurg with so many information, with so many topographies, with so many vegetations, with so many spices, with so many you can say that fields, with so many type of houses, different types of houses, with so many variation in the climate. We have ended the chapter number 1 of geography. I hope you people have understood. I am winding up my lecture over here. Please don't forget to like my channel, as well as like the video, share the video, subscribe the channel, tell your friends to subscribe as well. So winding up with this lecture chapter, and in next lecture we are going to start with chapter number 2, which is quite small, but still we will take in 2 parts. We have in the whole book we have a distinguish of Brazil and India. So from starting from second chapter we have about India, it extends into locations. We have Brazil, it extends in locations. We'll start with India and then we'll go to Brazil. We'll study the second chapter in 2 parts as well. Okay, so thank you so much. Stay home, stay safe.